if any point in this video you start feeling like I'm utterly stupid and I'm the dumbest person you've ever seen, so you're free to feel that, because I kind of live with that feeling every single day of my life. Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my experience of getting scammed in France. I shouldn't be excited about this thing. So yes, I'm one of those stupid people who got the privilege of getting scammed. So there are numerous kind of people. Some people learn from other people's mistakes. Some people make mistake and they learn from their own mistake. And some people, they make thousands of mistake and never learn from them. And I'm literally the later one and the last one. So enough of flaunting of my stupidity, because not even a single minute will pass in this video where you won't realize how stupid I am. So let's begin with the video and the story part of it. So this happened in January 2019 when I finished my third semester in December 2018, and for the final semester I had to do an internship. So before January 2019, I've never lived in Paris or its suburbs, because all of my 3 semesters and 1.5 years of my university I have done from different cities of France but not in Paris. So I had to move for my internship. So my internship was starting on 21st January 2019, and my last semester, like my third semester, was finished during mid-December, and I decided to go back to India for holidays. I didn't even think like it's going to be really difficult to find an apartment in Paris. So I went to India and I came back on 18th, and for 3 weeks, or like for 2-3 weeks, I have booked an Airbnb. I thought like I live in the Airbnb and I find the apartment for myself. So I came back from India on 18th of January 2019, just 2-3 days before starting my internship. And then the struggle began. I started looking for the apartment. So I was not looking alone. There was one of my friend who was joining his internship in February in PSR. So I started looking the apartments with him. So we were looking for 2 people. And at that time he was in India because his brother's marriage was supposed to be at that time. And he was coming late. He was coming in February. So I started looking for the apartment by myself. And I was just sending him pictures and he was sending me links to look through the apartment. So the visit I was doing alone, and during that time I was living in Airbnb, and the Airbnb was in Saint-Denis, somewhere in Saint-Denis, and my workplace was, which was FPN, which was in the west part of Ile-de-France, which was in Ruelle Malmaison. I was traveling back and forth every day during the weekdays from the Airbnb, which was taking around 1.5 hour of like one way, 1.5 hour, and like almost 3 hours of traveling, because I was traveling during the peak time. So I had to literally wait and to take like sometime the second, third train, because it used to be so crowded, especially in the Châtelet. So because of that, I didn't have enough time to visit for the apartment. So I was hardly like going like one apartment per day, but still I was managing. And one of the major problem was also like we both were interns, like we were joining as an interns. Both of our combined salary was not enough as compared to the other people. So we were getting a lot of rejections on our application for the apartment. But still we were like, okay, we'll apply, we'll keep on seeing. I kept on checking the apartments and everything. And then one day I got a mail from this some random email ID, and he's like, okay, we have blah 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 blah, blah this apartment. And yes, I was working in the Ruelle Malmaison, and his working site was in somewhere Vélizy. So we were looking some place between that, so that we both have to commute less than an hour at least one way. And then one fine day, all of a sudden I got a mail. The apartment was listed in Montrouge somewhere, and it was a very good looking apartment. It was a 2 BHK on 850 euros, and it was too good to be true. But little did I know, at that time I was so desperate to find a place at that time, because I didn't want to travel from my Airbnb to my workplace every single day, and I didn't want to shift to another Airbnb because I have to take all of my luggage to another Airbnb, and then I have to find the permanent place and then move to that place. To escape all of that thing, I became so desperate for the apartment. I was like, okay, I'll take it. So then I started contacting to the person for the apartment, which was located in Montrouge, and the red flags literally started from the beginning. So the first thing, we never contacted on the calls, like we never had a conversation during call. It was all on messages or mails. So the first red flag was this, but we ignored it in our desperation. And my friend was at that time was not here. So he's like, okay, I was dealing with it. I was just telling him about this cost this much, and he could not get all of the clear picture of what I was telling him. So maybe because of that, he didn't even realize, or maybe he didn't know that I'm that stupid. So no faults to him. All of the credit of the stupidity goes to me. Yeah, we were talking, and he was sending me the pictures of the apartment, which was the same which was on the mail. And then I was like, okay, I asked him, can I visit the apartment? He's like, no, we have to do it pretty early because we don't live here, we live in some other city. We have to come, and to show the apartment we have to come here in Paris, and then again we have to go back, and then again to give you the keys we have to come back. And I got that full-fledged mail, which is like, if you read the first line of the mail, at the moment if I read the first line of the mail, I can for sure tell it's a scam. So while editing the video, it reminded me of the proverb they have used in the mail, which was their excuse for not coming and showing the apartment, was that we are trying to kill two birds with the same stone. And I hate this proverb to this date because it reminds me of that experience. And I could have understand, even with that proverb itself, why would like somebody want to kill the birds? Like, why? And even I am so much against of the violence or the physical violence, but still, if somebody comes and use this proverb in front of me that I want to kill two birds with the same stone, I fucking want to kill that person. And then I got convinced also. I'm like, okay, I don't want to see the apartment, I just want to move as soon as possible. And then he asked me to transfer the money, which is the 1 month rent, which is going to be the deposit. And then he didn't ask me to transfer through bank or the bank transfer. He asked me to transfer through money transfer, which was through Ria Argent. And then I discussed with my friend. I'm like, and it was fishy, little bit fishy for both of us, but we were so desperate, especially me, because he was not even here. And I was like, oh, I can't do this every day, it's too much tiring and this and that. And then we decided to transfer the money. And while transferring the money, we had so many red flags, because first thing, he told me to transfer the money on my friend's name, because in the money transfer or these things, what happened, like, you don't transfer to bank, you transfer on the money, the cash, on your family member's name or friend's name. And even the people, those who are sitting at the money transfer, they don't let you transfer to the money to somebody who's unknown or for renting the property, because they're well known with the scams happening because of that. But when I was talking to that person, he's like, okay, don't tell the person that you are transferring the money for the property purposes or for renting an apartment and blah blah blah, because then they won't let you transfer, and it's like this thing and that thing, and the problem will happen. And so he made all of the excuses, and I got convinced. I literally got convinced. And then I transferred the money on my friend's name with whom I was planning to take the apartment. So I transferred on his name, and I put his passport number, and I gave the scanned copy of his passport, and blah blah blah. 850 euros I transferred. And later that day, that person asked me to send the scanned copy of my friend's and my passport. So I thought that was for the contract, that maybe he's making the contract and he needs, because of that. Little did I know. So then I sent him all of those, like my passport copy, his passport copy, and everything. And then the next day, he also demanded the 1 month rent. He's like, okay, I had the deposit and now I want the 1 month rent in advance, and tomorrow I'll come and I'll give you the keys and blah blah blah. I'll come with the contract prepared. I mean, you can see, even while telling this thing, I'm feeling like, how could I be so stupid? So then again, and again, when he asked for the second time, obviously it was too much fishy for us. But even I was thinking, should I do it? Like, I'll get the apartment, I don't want to lose the apartment, blah 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 blah. But my friend's like, okay, leave it. We don't want the apartment. Ask him to like go to the money agent and reagent place and get the money back. Like, ask him like, you don't want to deposit. So I went back to the person. I'm like, I have deposited this is money for transferring. I don't want to do that. I want to cancel the transaction. It's the next day. And then he checked everything, and then he was like, the money has already been taken out. It has been withdrawal. I'm like, no, how is that possible? Then I asked him, like, I was all over the place. I'm like, how is that even possible? Because my friend, he's in India, he can't even take the money, and he hasn't taken the money with his passport and blah 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 blah. And I was telling him all the things, and he asked me like, do you send to your friend, you ask your friend whether he has taken out the money. I'm like, no, he hasn't taken out the money. Then I told him the entire story. Then the guy who was sitting in the money transfer, he was like, if you would have told me this before, I wouldn't have let you transfer the money, because this is what have happened a lot of times. And I'm like, oh shit. And then he's like, okay, I have given you, when you transferred the money, I have given you one code in the receipt, and the person can withdraw the money only with that code. Then I realized, okay, shit, I have sent the picture of that receipt to that person also, because he has asked. And at that time I felt so stupid, so stupid. And I realized like within minutes that the money is gone, and I have literally up. And then I was crying and I told my friend. Then he's like, okay. Then I thought like, okay, I'll go to the police station, because I know the money is anyways gone, and at least I'll inform them that this is happening and blah blah blah. And after going to the police station also, I realized that this is not the first time this is happening. It's like everyday case they keep on hearing. And then the policeman, the officer, he just told me like, you transferred through the bank, you have the bank details. I'm like, no, I don't have the bank detail, I've done that, this, that. And then he gave me the look like I'm the most stupid person in this world, and he's like, it's your fault. I knew by that time, okay, it's my fault, but can you do something? Even if not getting my money back, can you at least catch these people and do something? But then I realized, like, after going twice to the police station, that it's of no use. Nobody can do anything. It's gone, it's done and dusted. And then what I did, like, I kept on messaging that person, and then I kept on telling him like, I'm so poor and I don't have the money, and that was the only money I had. I put it in my apartment and this and that. I don't even have the money to have dinner tonight. I don't, blah 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 blah. I was trying to make him feel bad as humanly as possible. But in my head, I'm like, okay, he or she is a human being. At least they'll feel bad about my situation. I have made such a miserable messages, like, I don't even have money to eat, I have family to take care, I have blah 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 blah, everything. But nothing worked out. And at the end, that person has said like, okay, I don't have this recharge, this internet recharge or this bill recharge. If you do that, I'll transfer your money, and that is like for 100 euros, go and transfer that. And at that time I just completely lost it. I'm like, this world is filled with such bad people. When I explained him like, I'm so poor, I don't even have money to eat and this and that, on the top of that he's asking me the money to even, like, he want to scam me more. I was feeling so sad and so bad. So then I told my parents, and they were like, no, it's okay, it happened. I think they apparently told this to me, but I know for sure in their head they must be thinking we have given birth to such a stupid person. How could you even do though? Because when I was telling my father and my mother, I knew that they were concerned about me, they were worried about me and blah blah blah. They were showing their concern, but I know when the moment they have put their phone on, they might be laughing and busting their ass off. How can somebody do this with so much of red flags? And then the damage we have done, me and my friend, we both have shared the damage, and I don't think he had any fault. I think his fault in life is that he was my friend at that time and he was planning to rent an apartment with me. That never happened. So, and after this scam, I got to know like a lot of things from the friends, from the common people, that what happens here in Paris, not even just because of the apartment, but because of the when your visa is getting expired, you get a fake calls from embassy that you have to do this much of deposit, this much of visa fee, or blah blah blah, otherwise we'll cancel your visa and you have to go back to India. I think one of my known person from my university, from my class, he has paid like some 1,000 euros because of that also. And there are a lot of things that I've heard after that. So it's not a safe and nice place. And before that, I used to think the world is such a nice place. One thing for sure, like after this experience, whenever I'm like in the situation when the things are like too good to be true, I literally give it a thought, not a thought, like I literally give like 1,000 thoughts like, okay, this is not possible, this is not possible, this doesn't look real, this doesn't look real. Because before that experience, there are a lot of things, people, persons, situations have happened in my life which are like too good to be true, but they were actually happening. That's why I was living in such an illusion life. Okay, even if it's like too good to be true, it's going to be good, it's going to be fine, because everything before that have happened fine. Even if I lost my phone, I lost something and this and that, people come back and they return it to me. Like, I've always come across with so many nice people and such nice experiences. I thought like, okay, nobody's that bad. But then after this experience, I was like, the world is filled with so many bad people. So by any chance, if this video reaches to the people who have scammed me, I want to say like, you really made me feel sad, man. Don't do it. It's not a nice job. Find a good real job or be an unemployed person like me, but don't do this. So I think this is it for the video of me getting scammed in France. I feel like this video was all over the place because I'm not such good storyteller. I don't know, I have told something and then I'm like, okay, I'm missing something in the story. I've told something, then I'm missing something in the story. I couldn't like even make up my mind. So if you have understood anything from the video, or you like this video and you find it helpful, or maybe you're like, okay, we have seen one stupid person today on the internet and we don't want to be like her, so don't be like me, be like you and learn from my mistake, and don't get scammed in France, or like not in France, like in anywhere in the world. Don't get scammed. Be intelligent, be wise about your surroundings. I think like I should stop. So yeah, this is it for the video, and if you like this video, like, share and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.